Very good morning, students. So due to rapid spreading of corona, we could not continue the online session. So at least 2 weeks we are going to meet through the recorded video. So kindly cooperate, and also very important, stay home, stay safe. Unnecessarily you don't go out, because nowadays the corona is spreading very rapidly. So kindly stay home and stay safe, and drink enormous water, because during this summer we have to drink much water. So take care of your health. Aside, study is also important. We are giving worksheets and recorded videos also we are going to send. Kindly touch with the subjects. Okay, now let's enter our subject. I want to remember what we discussed in the previous classes. The previous classes we have discussed about cell membrane. We have discussed what is cell membrane, what are the components of the cell membrane, what are the functions of cell membrane we have discussed. And also under the cell membrane we have discussed diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion and osmosis we have discussed. What is diffusion? The molecules are moved from the region of higher concentration to the lower concentration. Here there is no cell membrane required. Here osmosis, cell membrane required. So definition of diffusion and definition of osmosis we have discussed, and also differentiate between diffusion and osmosis, that also we have discussed. And there are 3 types of solution. The first solution is hypotonic solution. Second one is isotonic solution. Third one is hypertonic solution. So 3 types of solution we have discussed. If you drop the plant cell or animal cell in these 3 type of solution, what will happen? That's also we discussed. So in the hypotonic solution there is a end osmosis. Osmosis occur. What is end osmosis? The water enter into the cell from outside to inside, that is end osmosis. In isotonic solution, if you drop the plant cell or animal cell, there is no reaction. There is no reaction, there is no gain of water, there is no loss of water, because the concentration is equal inside the cell and outside the solution. So there is no reaction. In hypertonic solution, if you drop the plant cell or animal cell, what will happen? There is a X osmosis. X osmosis. What is X osmosis? The water loss from inside the cell to outside the cell. The cell lost water. Okay, so that is called as a X osmosis. This is also called as a plasmolysis. Plasmolysis is very important one. What is a plasmolysis? When the cell loses water, then inside the cell the content, everything will come out. The cytoplasm, other contents also will come out from the cell, and the cell becomes shrink. That condition is plasmolysis. Okay, and also we have discussed endocytosis. This is another one important question. What is endocytosis? The amoeba obtain the food from outside to inside the body with the help of the process endocytosis. Okay, so these things we have discussed the previous classes. Again, the previous classes we have discussed diffusion definition, osmosis definition, and differentiate between the diffusion and osmosis we have discussed. Three types of solution, that are hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypertonic solution. Three types of solution we have discussed, and finally endocytosis we have discussed. Okay, now in this class we are going to start new topic, nucleus. Nucleus. What is nucleus? If you observe the plant cell or animal cell, you can see the dark colored, spherical or oval shape and dot structure. Okay, if you see the plant cell or animal cell, you can identify the dark colors, spherical or oval shape, and the dot structure you can see. This is nucleus. Nucleus is one of the membrane bound cell organelle. Membrane bound cell organelle. Again, the nucleus is one of the membrane bound cell organelle. If you see the plant cell or animal cell, you can identify the dark color, oval or spherical shape, dot like structure you can see. There are some differentiation. If you see the plant cell, the nucleus will be a corner. The maximum place is occupied by the vacuole. Okay, this is a plant cell. In plant cell, the nucleus located corner. Okay, because the vacuole, another one cell organelle, it occupies the maximum volume of the cell. If it is in the animal cell, the nucleus located at center. This is a nucleus located at center. The vacuoles also present, but the vacuoles are small in size. Again, this is a definition for the nucleus. The nucleus occurs in the plant cell corner because the maximum volume of the cell occupied by the vacuole is one of the cell organelle. In animal cell, the nucleus located at center because here vacuoles are present, small in size, so that in animal cell the nucleus located at center. In plant cell, nucleus located in the corner. Okay, so these are just the introduction about the nucleus. Next, we are going to see structure of nucleus. Structure of the nucleus. The nucleus in animal cell located in center. The nucleus have two membrane, the outer membrane and inner membrane. Okay, this is nucleus, this is outer membrane, this is inner membrane. Okay, the outer membrane and inner membrane not enclosed thoroughly, not enclosed fully. So there is a gap in some places. There is a gap in some places. These gap or these pores are called as a nuclear pore. Nuclear pore. Again, there is a inner membrane, there is a outer membrane. In the nucleus, it is not covered fully. There is a small opening between these membrane. So the pore is called as the small opening called as a nuclear pore. Nuclear pore. Now, what is the role of the nuclear pore? Question will come. What is the role of nuclear pore? The nuclear pore helps to exchange of material inside the cell to inside the nucleus, or exchange of material from inside the nucleus to cytoplasm. Again, the nuclear pore help for the exchange of material from inside the nucleus to the cytoplasm, or else the materials are exchanged from the cytoplasm to the nucleus. So for that purpose, the nuclear pore is located. Okay, and inside there is a fluid nature. Inside there is a fluid nature. This is called as a nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. So here outside, this is called as a cytoplasm. This outside the nucleus. The outside the nucleus is called as cytoplasm. This is also a jelly or fluid substances only, but this is called cytoplasm. But inside the nucleus there is a fluid substances. The fluid substances called nucleoplasm. Again, the nucleus contains chromosome. Chromosome, very important. The nucleus contains chromosome. Now what is chromosome? The nucleus contains some rod-like structure. Rod-like structure called chromosome. What is the structure of the chromosome? This is a structure of the chromosome. This is a rod-like structure. So when the chromosome or when the rod-like structure will appear, no? When the cell divide. When the cell divide, you can see this rod-like structure, or you can see the chromosome. Again, the nucleus contains chromosome. What is chromosome? When the cell is divided, you can see the rod-like structure. The rod-like structure is called as a chromosome. This is the structure of the chromosome. Okay, when it is visible when the cells start to divide. Okay, another one is chromatin. Chromatin. What is chromatin? The chromatin is a thread-like structure. Thread-like structure. Thread-like structure. That means entangled thread-like structure. The thread-like structures are there, but it is twisted. That structure is called as a chromatin. For example, this is a entangled thread-like structures inside the nucleus. If you see like this structure, that is called as a chromatin. So when the chromatin structure or when the thread-like structure, you can see when the cell is not divided, when the cell is not divided, you can see only the thread-like structure, entangled thread-like structure, that is called chromatin. When the cell is going to divide, that time you can see the rod-like structure, that is called chromosome. Again, this is a structure of the nucleus, these are parts of nucleus. The nucleus contains chromosome. What is chromosome? When the cells divide, that time you can see the rod-like structure. This is the structure of chromosome. Okay, and another one structure is there, chromatin. When the cell is not divided, you can see the entangled mass of thread-like structure only, but it is twisted. So when it is available, when it is possible to see when the cell is not divided, that time we can see only this thread-like structure. Okay, now question will come, what is chromosome? What is chromatin? What are the differentiate between the chromatin and the chromosome? Important 2 more question. Okay, another one 3 more question. Draw the neat labeled diagram of nucleus. Draw a neat labeled diagram of nucleus. Question will come. And another one question, what is the role of nuclear pore? Role of nuclear pore. Like that question will arise. Okay, now next we'll see components of chromosomes. Components of chromosomes. What are the components of chromosome? The first one is DNA is a component of chromosome. Second one is proteins. First component is DNA. What is a DNA? DNA is a genetic material. The expansion of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA present in the chromosome. The expansion of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Whenever you are used to write the word DNA, you must write in capital letter. You should not write in a small letters like this. You should not write. Okay, this is wrong. You have to use only capital letter. Okay, so the chromosome contains DNA and protein. Okay, so what is the importance of DNA? The DNA contains information. The DNA contains information which is help for the growth and development of the cell. The DNA consists the information responsible for growth and development of the cell. So the DNA is very important, and also protein also. The both is very important. Okay, now structure of the DNA. This is a structure. Okay, this is a DNA structure. Okay, and also the DNA responsible for the inheritance of character. Inheritance of characters. Okay, what is inheritance? Inheritance means the characters are passed one generation to the next generation. The inheritance means the characters are passed from one generation to the next generation. That is called inheritance. So the DNA contains some hereditary units. That hereditary units called it as a genes. or else the unit of DNA call it as a genes. So here DNA, here where is the gene is located? This is a unit of DNA. This is a unit of DNA. This is a unit of DNA. So this small segment or units are compose a DNA. So that the genes only responsible for the inheritance of characters from one generation to the other. Okay, so the chromosome contains DNA and proteins. DNA is a genetic material. The expansion of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, and what is the DNA contain? DNA contains genes. What is gene? The unit of DNA or segment of DNA or hereditary unit of DNA, call it as a genes. The genes only responsible to carry the characters from one to next generation. Okay, some of them your my relatives say you are look like your grandfather, you are look like your grandmother, your activities look like your grandfather, grandmother, your father, mother. They are specifying, no, how that is possible? Because that characters are inherited from your parents to you, or else your grandparents to you, like that. Okay, so here the DNA means is a genetic material. It is expansion is deoxyribonucleic acid. And what is gene? The unit of DNA or segment of DNA is called it as a gene, responsible for the inheritance of characters. Inheritance of characters from one to next generation. Okay, so the DNA and the proteins are present in the chromosomes. Okay, now this nucleus is possible to present in all the cells. The nucleus is present in all the cells. No, some organism do not have a nucleus. So based on the presence or absence of the nucleus, there are two type of organisms are there. Again, the presence or absence of nucleus, the organisms are classified into two. The first one is prokaryotes. The second one is eukaryotes. Again, based on the presence or absence of nucleus, there are two type of organism. Organisms are classified into two types. The first type is prokaryotes. Here, pro means primitive or primary. Carry on means nucleus. Carry on means nucleus. So the meaning is there is no well-defined nucleus. No well-defined nucleus. The organism do not have well-defined nucleus. That is called it as the prokaryotes. Question will come in very short answer. What is prokaryotes? The organism do not have well-defined nucleus. Call it as prokaryotes. Another one, eukaryotes. So here U means true, carry on means nucleus. Okay, the definition is organism have well-defined nucleus. The organism have well-defined nucleus. that organisms call it as the eukaryotes. Now examples for the prokaryotes. The first example is bacteria. Bacteria is a common example. Another one is blue-green algae. Blue-green algae. And mycoplasma. Mycoplasma. So this is another one microorganism. So these are the examples for prokaryotes. First one is bacteria, second one is blue-green algae, third one is mycoplasma, is another one microorganism. And example for the eukaryotes: plants and animals. Plants and animals. So we all comes under eukaryotes because we have well defined nucleus. We have well defined nucleus. Okay, it's an important definition for prokaryotes and eukaryotes. You kindly copy. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay, and also another one question will arise: differentiation between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Differentiation between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. The first point, definition, and second point, the size is small in size. The prokaryote size is small. Okay, 1 to 10 millimicron. The size of the prokaryotes is 1 to 10 millimicron. But the eukaryote size is 1 to 100 millimicron. So this is a small in size. This is large in size. Okay, so this is another one point. Next point, the prokaryotes contains only single chromosome. Single chromosomes. Single chromosome. In eukaryotes, there is more than one chromosome. More than one chromosome is present. More than one chromosome is present. Okay, next point in the prokaryotes, no membrane bound cell organelles. There is no membrane bound cell organelles. What is membrane bound cell organelles? The organelles which having two layers of membrane, that may be intermembrane or outer membrane. We see the nucleus. This is outer membrane, this is inner membrane. We see like that two membranes should be covered. That structures only should be called as a cell organelles. So in prokaryotes there is no membrane bound cell organelles. So what are they? There is no mitochondria. There is no nucleus. There is no Golgi bodies. There is no endoplasmic reticulum. Like that, no membrane bound cell organelles in prokaryotes. In eukaryotes, membrane bound cell organelles present, like nucleus, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, So these kind of cell organelles present in eukaryotes, absent in prokaryotes. Okay, again now we have discussed definition for the prokaryotes and eukaryotes and the differentiation between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. The first one is definition. The prokaryotes small in size 1 to 10 millimicron. Okay, and eukaryotes large in size. The size is 1 to 100 millimicron. And the next point in prokaryotes, single chromosome only present. In eukaryotes, more than one chromosome is present. And in prokaryotes, no membrane bound cell organelles like mitochondria, nucleus, Golgi bodies are absent. But in eukaryotes, these cell organelles are present. Okay, it's very, very important. 3 more questions. Differentiate between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Very important. Okay, now we are going to see structure of bacteria. So I told prokaryotes example bacteria I told. So now we see why bacteria called prokaryotes. Prokaryotes. Example bacteria. Okay, now structure of the bacteria. This is structure. So this is structure of the bacteria. This structure, this part is nucleoid, and this is vesicles. What is the vesicle? The plasma membrane folded inwardly. The plasma membrane, this is a plasma membrane folded inwardly. That is called vesicles. And the outside cell wall and inside cell membrane. So you may ask, sir, cell wall only present in the plant cell, then why you written cell wall in bacteria? Again, so far you studied cell wall is one of the characters plants, but I have mentioned in bacteria also because the bacteria so far not decided whether that is plant or animal. Again, bacteria so far not decided that is plant or animal, because it's showing both character also. It's showing the plant characters. What plant character? Some bacteria involve photosynthesis. So that bacteria are called as a photosynthetic bacteria. And what is the character of the animal? The animals only can move now from one to other place. The animals only can move now one to other place. So the bacteria also move from one to another one place with the help of flagella. Flagella is a hair-like structure. So with the help of the flagella, it moves from one to other place, so that it shows the two character, plant character, which having the presence of cell wall, and shows the animal character which move from one to another place with help of flagella. Okay, and another one structure, ribosomes. Ribosome. What is the ribosome? Ribosomes are not membrane bound cell organelles. Ribosomes are not membrane bound cell organelles, but it is present in both plant cell and animal cell, and also in eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Again, the ribosomes also present. What is ribosome? Ribosome is not a membrane bound cell organelle. This is present in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. You may studied already ribosome. The ribosome is responsible for the protein synthesis. Bacteria also need protein, no? So the ribosomes present in the bacteria for synthesis of protein. Okay, now this is a structure of the bacteria. The cell wall is present and this plasma membrane is present. The plasma membrane folded inwardly, inside it is folded, that is called vesicles. The vesicle means what? Is a sag or bag like structures. I tell you what is the role of this vesicle. Okay, and also there is the structure nucleoid, very important one. Nucleoid, important question. What is nucleoid? Nucleoid means the prokaryotes do not have well-defined nucleus. The prokaryotes do not have well-defined nucleus, but nucleus-like structure is present, that is called nucleoid. Again, the nucleoid is a structure which is only present in the prokaryotes. Okay, what is the role of nucleus? All the functions are done by this nucleoid, because the nucleoid consists DNA. Before we discussed, no, the DNA only responsible for the inheritance of characters. Characters are carried from one generation to another generation. No, the same here is applicable. But in eukaryote, nucleus covered by the nuclear membrane, inner membrane and outer membrane. But in prokaryotes, the nucleus is not well defined and not covered by any membrane. But there is a DNA. DNA is present. Okay, this structure is called as a nucleoid. Very important one, nucleoid. The prokaryotic organism do not have well-defined nucleus and do not covered by nuclear membrane. If the nucleus is present, will be covered by nuclear membrane. Nucleus is not developed, so nuclear membrane is also not there in the prokaryotes. The structure is called as a nucleoid, present only in the prokaryotes. Okay, so these are the characters having the bacteria, so that the bacteria is called as prokaryotes. Okay, again here two things you have learned. First one is the bacteria also shows the plant character because of the presence of cell wall, and also the bacteria do not have well defined nucleus and do not covered by nuclear membrane. The structure is called nucleoid. Okay, here another one question I want to remember. When we discussed differentiate between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes, no, in the differentiation one point we have discussed, the membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, nucleus, plastids. These are absent, we discussed. Okay, where? In the prokaryotes. Okay, now I am telling the bacteria involve photosynthesis because having the cell wall, so it involves photosynthesis. For involving photosynthesis, need chloroplast, chlorophylls, where the chlorophyll is present? In the plastid. So in the prokaryote, plastids are absent. But how photosynthesis occurs in bacteria? Again, let me talk in Tamil. Prokaryotes la membrane bound cell organelles are absent. Mitochondria irukadu, nucleus irukadu, Golgi apparatus irukadu, chloroplast irukadu, idu ellame irukadu. Okay, but bacteria also involve photosynthesis. Appo photosynthesis la involve ஆகிறதுக்கு என்ன வேணும்? Chloroplast is necessary, no? But அந்த chloroplast எங்க இருக்கும்? Plastid தான, plastid is one of the cell organelle தான. அப்ப plastid இல்ல, எப்படி photosynthesis will occur? Again, without plastid, without chloroplast, how photosynthesis occurs in bacteria? Question will come, very important one. How it is occurs அப்படின்னா, the plasma membrane folded inwardly, no? In the plasma membrane fold inwardly, உள்ளுக்குள்ளேயே fold ஆயிருக்கும். The structure is called vesicles. This structure is called vesicles. So இந்த vesicles தான் வந்து என்ன நடக்கும் அப்படின்னா photosynthesis நடக்கும். Because the green color pigments like plants, the pigments are present in the vesicles also, but not like plants. Plants la irukra madriye pigments present in the prokaryotes, but not like plants. Plants la green color pigment chlorophylls are there, no? அந்த மாதிரி pigments இல்லாம இந்த bacteria காகவே தனியா pigments இருக்கு. Okay, and the pigments are called as a chromatophore. Chromatophores அப்படின்றது ஒரு pigments. In plants we are calling chlorophylls, no? Chlorophyll is present in plants. சரியா? Chromatophores are pigments which is present only in the bacteria responsible for the photosynthesis. Okay, அப்ப bacteria also involve photosynthesis. ஆனா plants la மாதிரி நடக்காது. Okay, in plants the photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. Ana in bacteria, in prokaryotes, the photosynthesis occurs different manner. In mesosome, that means in vesicles. What is vesicle? Is a sac or bag-like structure where it is invagination of the plasma membrane. இந்த இடத்துல வந்துட்டு chromatophores அப்படின pigments are present which is responsible for the photosynthesis. Question will come. How photosynthesis occurs in bacteria? How photosynthesis occurs in bacteria? Question will come. Or else, bacteria is a prokaryotes. Membrane bound cell organelles are absent, but how photosynthesis occurs? That time we have to explain about the vesicles. Okay, what is vesicles? The plasma membrane folded inwardly or invagination of the plasma membrane called vesicles. This region photosynthesis occurs. Okay, so because of these characters, bacteria comes under prokaryotes. This is the structure of the bacteria. Okay, it's very important one. We have to take notes in the classwork. It's very important one because after school reopen, we have to recall, revise, these things and all. It is not there in the textbook. Okay, so I have given. So you must take a hints. Okay, and I will send a worksheet. It's very important. You have to complete the worksheet also. Okay, if you study the textbook and if you complete the worksheet, then only you can understand the concept, or else very difficult. Okay, so in your classwork note you have to take a hint and also have to diagram the first diagram, the structure of the nucleus. It is not there separately. You have to see the plant cell structure or animal cell structure. From there you have to draw the nucleus separately and also have to draw the structure of bacteria. Okay, draw neatly, because the drawing diagram is going to come 9, 10, 11, 12. It is important. So kindly take a practice, draw the diagrams. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so thank you students. See you in the next class. So I request you everybody complete the classwork and complete the worksheet, and a very important one, you have to read the textbook line by line. You have to read, then only you can understand the concept, or else it's very difficult. So thank you students, see you in the next class.